Look, we certainly don't see them as a second-tier nation, I'll put that on the record. But how do we prepare for different opposition? The goal that we're chasing is to prepare the same, regardless of who we play. And I think it's a challenge that all international teams face. It's how to, we all have teams that we really want to get up for and mean a heck of a lot to us in our countries, and we have other games that probably mean less to our country, or people just assume we're going to win. And so the challenge for us as a group is we're preparing to play an opposition that's going to be at its peak, at its best, and we want to develop consistency in our whole process.
There's some quality players throughout their backline. Hogg, the fullback, he's a very dangerous runner, and the likes of Sean Maitland and their back three are pretty dangerous. So I don't think they're unknown at all. I think the boys have a good amount of respect for the Scotland team, and we have to be on our game this weekend.
Clearly, I think they've done a good job in how they prepared that group last week. They'll be pleased with the result. So they showed a desire to play, and they're obviously feeling pretty good about that. So it's I guess all it's done is just raise a little bit of the bar with us about the challenge that is coming on Saturday. We're keen for Dan to get significant game time on this tour, so whether it's starting off the bench, he's likely to be there in some form, but it's for him, he's just got to carry on doing what he's doing, really. I mean, he took some good steps in Chicago, and I think he got a lot of confidence out of getting back on the park and getting used to the systems. It's clearly going to be a pretty significant step up from that, so it's just getting timing, getting used to the speed of the defence coming at you and still getting you focused and giving yourself enough chance to make the decisions. And they are little things that just come with time in the saddle, to be frank.
Charlie, your name's been linked along with Mars as a shift to France after the World Cup. Is it true?
No, it's the first I heard of it too, mate. It'd be awesome to get to see some kind of contract from me, but no, there was nothing there. It's just I think someone just writing some stuff. So
you plan to hang around after the World Cup, or would you like to head away?
Who knows, mate. I'm enjoying my time in the All Blacks and playing with the Blues. I'm sure that we'll see how it goes when the time comes. So. Shag and the coaches just kind of put a challenge in front of me and just kind of wanted me to see if I still wanted to be here, and if I did, then you just had to show them. I think I just got too comfortable, and when things get comfortable, then it's just you don't sacrifice things enough, you don't push harder at training and stuff like that. And I think, just got an environment, I think I took it for granted a little bit, so had a couple of weeks to think about stuff, and just started getting things moving, and just really enjoy playing in this black jersey, and it's been awesome to be back out there with the boys again.
Hi Sean. Hey guys. It's going to be a lot of emotions. Obviously, listening to both anthems and facing the haka. So obviously having Māori heritage in me as well. It's going to be a great occasion, and I'm sure it's going to go fast.
You were knocking on the door of playing for the All Blacks not so long ago. What's it going to be like for you now going up against them?
It's going to be weird, but I think you just got to enjoy the moment. Obviously, we don't get these opportunities to play, the best team in the world, at home, hopefully in a sellout crowd. And as I said, it's just going to go so fast, so you just got to make the most of it and just enjoy it. Thistle, 100%. That's all I'm going to be singing is the Flower of Scotland. That's the anthem I'll be singing. There might be a bit of banter on the field, but it's just going to be great, Obviously, a few mates in the team, and caught up with them a couple last night and had a feed, and it was just good to see, good to see them, and a massive week this week. We know we have to be at our utmost best to beat these guys. We have to play that 80-minute game, and Vern, he's put a good plan together, and it's been a good couple of days so far. Get off our feet tomorrow and Thursday, Friday, and into the game. Well, Fernie, I think he just wants, just to play rugby and enjoy it, have fun. it showed, like just our shape, the way we played, chucked the ball around. I think we've got a better understanding on of how to play the game and how to play with width and speed and that. And that's been a big difference. I think we know our roles a bit more clear on how we want to play the game.
I'm Gregor Paul from the Herald here with Patrick McKendry in Edinburgh. Pat, where Scotland have set the world on fire. Serious point. I don't necessarily know if they've surprised the world by beating Argentina, but they probably have caught a few people by surprise with the nature of the victory and the style of rugby that they produced. 5 tries. 5 penalties, I would have believed it. 5 tries. And I guess that's probably put a little bit of a different perspective on this weekend for the All Blacks.
Exactly, and the margin is quite spectacular, and I think the Argentines scored a couple of late tries as well to narrow it. But look, Kevin Mealamu said earlier this week that the final scoreline has made the All Blacks sit up and take notice. They know they're in for a tough battle, but maybe it's a slightly different sort of a battle than they might be expecting in the past, mate, with Vern Cotter's sort of new regime adding something else to the team.
Yeah, well, look, I think it'd be quite helppful for Hansen for this to have happened, because he talked a little bit about the big worry for him coming out of the Test match at Twickenham was that his players went, whew, biggest game over, party time, let's go up to Edinburgh and enjoy ourselves. And South Africa have come up here and made that mistake and been beaten, and Australia have come here and been beaten twice, I think. So look, I think that's the biggest challenge for the All Blacks this week, is getting it mentally right. And you've talked a little bit, or written a little bit in the paper about the need for an 80-minute performance. Can you just tell us a wee bit more about that?
Well, the other thing is we've got the All Blacks have got Wales and Cardiff next weekend, which is a massive test in itself. So they need to focus on the here and now. And yeah, I did write about the fact that they need to put together an 80-minute performance. We haven't really seen it this year from the All Blacks, apart from that thrashing of the Wallabies at Eden Park, which was spectacular, but they haven't quite hit that same level again. The other element, I suppose, to this week is the fact that we're probably going to have a bit of a shake-up in terms of selections. Dan Carter probably will have a run, I'd say. 1 or 2 other combinations. How do you see that sort of playing out?
Well, look, I think that's probably one of the first times in the Steve Hansen era where they've actually had the opportunity. The schedule's been I don't mean to dismiss the teams that they're playing, but it's allowed them a little bit of variation, and we've got the World Cup looming in the background here. It's not that far away now. So I think there'll be an injection of a few new players, I suspect. I think Daniel Carter needs to play probably from the start. I'd be quite keen to see Sam Cane let loose and told to play 80 minutes, because he's played a lot off the bench this year. The 2 guys for me that I'd be really, really keen to see play are Malachi Fekitoa and Charles Piutau, because I think these 2 will add energy, explosiveness, speed, pace, accuracy, all these things, and a touch of magic as well.
In terms of the Scotland's probable game plan, do you think they need to really push the envelope in terms of more of a running game than they might be used to?
Well, you've got to be a wee bit careful when you play the All Blacks, because they always want to lure everyone into that trap of playing how they do, because when you play like that, you make more space, you create more opportunity, because you inevitably make more mistakes, and they're waiting for you to do that, and it's what they want. So look, I think Scotland have got to play cannily. That's an emotion, that's a style that we're very good at doing. Look, I think there's nothing wrong with being a bit cautious to begin with, to keep the ball a little bit tighter, to play to your strengths, and only look to push it wider when you really think it's on. Not try and take them on from the start like that, because they'll probably put 34 points on the board before half time, and thanks very much, we're away from it. So it's getting that balance right, keeping themselves in the game will be the challenge. But the beautiful thing when you play in Edinburgh, you're absolutely guaranteed to have a dry ball. And it's probably going to be about 28, 29 degrees when they're playing as well. It's going to be fantastic.
I'm amazed by this weather, mate. It's always like this, though, isn't it?
I've lived here for a long time, Pat. I don't ever recall it raining while I lived here. So this is just another beautiful day in paradise, as far as I can tell. Thanks very much.
Thanks, mate.